Counties of the Montana Territory, May 26, 1864. The Montana Territory is split off from the Idaho Territory. Montana begins with the counties established while part of the Idaho Territory, including Beaverhead, Bighorn, Choteau, Dawson, Deer Lodge, Jefferson, Madison, and Missoula. Madison loses a small area to the Dakota Territory at this point. February 2, 1865. Beaverhead, Bighorn, Choteau, Deer Lodge, Jefferson, and Madison are recreated by the first Montana Territorial Legislature. Missoula remained, but was not recreated. Dawson was eliminated. Bighorn gained all of Dawson. Edgerton is created out of Choteau and Jefferson. Gallatin is created out of Jefferson and Madison. Beaverhead gained land from Jefferson and Madison. Deer Lodge gained from Beaverhead, Jefferson, and Madison. March 26, 1866, Marr created out of Gallatin. April 10, 1866, Musselshell created out of Bighorn and Choteau. March 2, 1867. The U.S. Congress nullifies and voids the acts of the 2nd and 3rd Montana Territorial Legislatures, including creation of Musselshell out of Choteau and Bighorn and creation of Marr out of Gallatin, November 16, 1867. Marr is recreated out of Gallatin and Choteau. November 20, 1867, Deer Lodge and Missoula exchange. Missoula retains these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. November 21, 1867, Deer Lodge loses to Edgerton. Jefferson exchanges with Edgerton. December 2, 1867, Deer Lodge loses to Jefferson. Jefferson loses to Gallatin. December 10, 1867, Beaverhead loses land to Madison. Gallatin exchanges with Madison. December 12, 1867, part of Choteau reverts to non-county area. December 23, 1867, Deer Lodge loses to Madison. March 1, 1868, Edgerton is renamed Lewis and Clarke. Legislation used the spelling Lewis and Clarke. January 12, 1869, Beaverhead and Deer Lodge lose land to Madison. Madison retains these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. January 15, 1869, Dawson is recreated out of Bighorn. January 12, 1872, Beaverhead and Deer Lodge exchange land. Beaverhead retains these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. Bighorn gains land from Gallatin and non-county land that had been lost from Choteau. February 7, 1874, Gallatin gains a small remnant of the Dakota Territory when it was transferred to the Montana Territory. Faulty maps originally assigned to Beaverhead and Madison. However, it was actually surrounded by Gallatin. February 13, 1874, Gallatin loses to Marr. February 5, 1876, Choteau gains land from Bighorn and Deer Lodge. February 9, 1876, Bighorn and Dawson lose land to Marr. February 16, 1877, Bighorn is renamed Custer. February 16, 1881, Silverbow is created out of Deer Lodge. Deer Lodge retains these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. April 11, 1882, Custer loses land to Gallatin, including all areas ceded by the Crow Indians to the U.S. government. February 26, 1883, Yellowstone County is created out of Custer and Gallatin. Yellowstone retains these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. March 7, 1883, Jefferson and Silverbow exchange. Jefferson and Silverbow retain these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. March 8, 1883, Custer loses land to Dawson. March 5, 1885, Custer loses part of the Crow Indian Reservation, which is attached as non-county area to Yellowstone. Custer retains these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. December 1, 1886, Fergus is created out of Mar. May 1st, 1887, Park is created out of Gallatin. Gallatin loses to Yellowstone National Park. Gallatin and Park retain these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. The Montana portion of the Yellowstone National Park becomes a non-county area and is excluded from county jurisdiction. December 19th, 1887. Cascade is created out of Choteau, Fergus, Lewis, and Clarke, and Mar. Fergus exchanges with Mar. Cascade, Lewis, and Clarke, and Mar retain these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. April 1st, 1889, Choteau and Dawson lose land to Fergus. Choteau, Dawson, and Fergus retain these boundaries for the duration of the Montana Territory. November 8th, 1889, Montana becomes a state.